Let's go Niners! Fred Warner, Brock Purdy, and George Kittle. 49ers fans already know that these names are part of the franchise's DNA, but what many may not yet have realized is what's behind the most strategic move in Santa Clara in recent years. And when you start to piece together this story, you realize that the San Francisco 49ers may have taken a quiet, but gigantic step towards the most promising rebuild since the Harbaugh era. This isn't just about contracts. This is about avoiding the silent collapse that has haunted the franchise in 2024. And the details, my friends, are revealing. NBC Sports Bay Area reporter Jennifer Lee Chan nailed it. The Niners are very close to a new contract with Fred Warner. This comes on the heels of extensions already secured with George Kittle and Brock Purdy. But this move goes far beyond payroll. What's happening in Santa Clara right now is a true culture shift. In 2024, chaos reigned behind the scenes. Brendan Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, all were absent during crucial moments due to stalled negotiations. The result was a 6-11 season without identity, marked by a clumsy and rhythmless offense. The result? A tense locker room, players uncertain about the future, and a frustrated fan base. But the Niners learned. They learned that time is expensive. Brendan Ayuk even said he would have signed a contract for $25 million per year at the beginning of last offseason. They didn't offer. They waited. And when the market readjusted with the contracts of Devonta Smith and Jalen Waddle, Ayuk demanded more. Result: $30 million per season. A timing error that cost $5 million more per year. That's why the board is now moving forward. George Kittle, even with the market for tight ends booming after Trey McBride, became the highest paid tight end in NFL history with $19.1 million per year, just $100,000 more than McBride. That's well below what an elite wide receiver would cost, even if the tight end is a central piece of the offense. A surgical deal. And then there's Brock Purdy, the first quarterback to sign a major contract this offseason. While Dak Prescott pocketed $60 million a year the year before, the 49ers got Purdy for $53 million a year. Today, he's tied for the 7th highest paid quarterback in the league. But with new contracts for stars like Jaden Daniels on the way, he'll soon be out of the top 10, potentially becoming a bargain. Now, the cherry on top, Fred Warner, the captain of the defense, the heart and soul of the team's most dominant linebacker, the linebacker who makes you take your eyes off the ball during the game just to watch what he's going to do. A tactical phenomenon, a silent destroyer. Warner already has a track record that speaks for itself. 4-time Pro Bowl, 4-time All-Pro, nearly 900 tackles, 15 forced fumbles, 10 interceptions, 2 defensive touchdowns, 53 pass breakups, 10 sacks. And the most impressive thing? Since being drafted in 2018, he has only missed 1 game. An incredible amount of durability. And all this at just 28 years old. His current contract, signed in 2021, was for 5 years for $95.2 million, with $40.5 million guaranteed. But with the market on the rise, Roquan Smith, for example, earns $20 million per year with $60 million guaranteed. Warner was falling behind. Now, the trend is clear. The Niners will put him at the top of the salary hierarchy among linebackers, and no one inside or outside the locker room questions whether he deserves it. Jennifer Lee Chan was with Warner over the weekend at his event at St. Francis High School, and he got right to the point. He said that seeing Kittle and Purdy's contracts resolved early allowed the team to focus purely on football, and that, my friends, is what makes the difference between 2024 and 2025. The players are talking, but more importantly, they're walking. No mysterious tweets, no cryptic Instagram posts. Purdy, Kittle, Warner, they've all been part of the offseason program since the beginning. They're in the building. They're leading. They're the standard. And that's not just lip service. The team has already gotten rid of expensive veterans, eaten some dead cap, but made room to invest in the right corners. Now, with a lighter but more cohesive roster and the NFL's easiest schedule in 2025, everything points to a comeback that could be epic. And now, I want to hear from you, fans. What do you think of this new moment for the 49ers? Are this change in attitude and the new contracts the right path? Does Fred Warner deserve to be the highest paid linebacker in the league? Leave your opinion in the comments. With the peace of mind behind the scenes, the 49ers are betting big on a factor that the NFL's most successful teams have always prioritized: stability. And it's no wonder. When the locker room is aligned, when the leadership is respected, and when the pillars are firmly supported by fair and secure contracts, the field becomes a natural extension of this chemistry. Brock Purdy, with his new contract in hand, now has the support and responsibility to lead as a franchise quarterback. And by his side, George Kittle and Fred Warner are not just technical examples. They are models of professionalism. They define what it means to wear the 49ers jersey. Their leadership is a shield against distractions. And, let's face it, the 49ers need that. The 2024 season was a cruel reminder that talent alone is not enough. The team lost its tactical and emotional identity. Now, with the deals in place, the group can focus exclusively on football. And that, my friends, could be the key to something much bigger. Let's take a closer look at Fred Warner. He's not just the most complete linebacker in the NFL today. He's the epitome of what every franchise should look for in a defender. Quiet leadership, maximum commitment, and durability that borders on the unbelievable. He played the last game of the 2024 season, even with the team eliminated, simply because he felt he needed to be there, that he needed to wear the jersey until the end. That's the kind of attitude that creates a winning culture, and the numbers prove it. Last season was yet another display of resilience. Warner played through a broken ankle since week 4 and didn't miss a single game. Not one. He didn't just play. He was dominant. Against Arizona last week, a non-technical game for the 49ers, he was there. He entered the field even though he knew the season was over. Why? Because he is built differently. Because that is what leaders do. Now, Warner is expected to become the highest-paid linebacker in history. Roquan Smith leads the pack with $20 million per year, followed by names like Tremaine Edmonds, $50 million guaranteed, while Warner's current contract leaves him with $19 million per year and $40 million guaranteed. It's clear that an adjustment is necessary and more than fair. Zach Bond, with $17 million per year, James Sherwood and Nick Bolton with $15 have shown that the market for off-ball linebackers is booming. Warner, with his unparalleled productivity, his impact in the locker room, and his ability to be a true emotional barometer for the defense, needs to be at the top of that list. And he will be. What the 49ers are doing is building a resilient, reliable core that is hungry for redemption. They are saying, without words, that the days of drawn-out negotiations, social media drama, and a fractured locker room are over. Now, everything revolves around what happens on the field. And this trio, Purdy, Kittle, and Warner, is the perfect foundation. At 29 in November, Warner still has many elite years ahead of him. Ray Lewis, for example, was a Pro Bowler until he was 36. And if there's anyone who can repeat that feat, it's Warner. With his durability, his mentality, and his physical commitment, it wouldn't be a stretch to imagine him leading this defense until 2030. But beyond talent, what sets these three apart is their behavior. While Ayuk and Deebo Samuel use social media to try to gain contractual leverage, Warner, Kittle, and Purdy prefer the field. They prefer the silence of work to the noise of likes. And that's exactly what makes them more valuable than any number on a spreadsheet. The 49ers' new front office understands that culture is just as valuable as talent. And by prioritizing these players, they're sending a clear message to the roster and the entire NFL. Here, we reward commitment. Here, leadership is imposed with a helmet, not a cell phone. Here, we're ready to write a new chapter. And that chapter, fans, begins now. Did you like this complete coverage of Fred Warner's future and the Niners' strategic shift? Then comment below with your thoughts. Does he deserve to be the highest paid linebacker in the NFL? Will this new stance by management put the team back on top? Your opinion is essential for this community to grow. And of course, like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates on the 49ers. Go Niners!